Landfall process of severe cyclonic storm Nisarga underway close to south of Alibaug in the Raigad district of Maharashtra. Warning for North Maharashtra and adjoining South Gujarat coast. In Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists killed in encounter between terrorists and security forces in Kangan area of Pulwama district. Materials including ammunition recovered. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package helps around 42 crore poor people. Over 53,000 crores being disbursed as financial assistance to women, poor senior citizens and farmers. 14 flights scheduled from the Gulf under the Vande Bharat mission today. More than 2,200 Indians expected to be repatriated. More than 57 lakh passengers transported to their home states in 33 days by 4,155 Shramik special trains. Active cases of COVID-19 in India stand at 1,01,497 with 5,815 fatalities. Over 1 lakh people cured and discharged. Global COVID-19 numbers continue to rise as over 63 lakh 70,000 people worldwide infected. Deaths surpassed 3 lakh 80,000 mark, with Brazil death toll past 31,000. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma in our top story. The landfall process of the severe cyclonic storm Nisarga started a short while ago close to south of Alibaug in Raigad district of Maharashtra. The landfall process will be completed in the next 3 hours. Rainfall continues in the Maharashtra coast and many trees were uprooted in the Raigad district due to strong winds. Sea condition is very rough over northeast Arabian Sea along and off South Gujarat coast. Fishermen have been advised not to venture into the sea today. Major damage is expected to be caused to thatched homes, power and communication lines, roads, trees and coastal crops. After landfall, a severe cyclonic storm is very likely to maintain its cyclonic storm intensity for about 6 hours while moving north-northeastwards to across north-central Maharashtra. Thereafter, the system will weaken to a less severe deep depression. And Tapas, our correspondent who's covering the story, joins us with the latest updates.
Right, Rukma. So I'm here.
Right. Tapas, what is the latest situation? What are the latest updates and information you can give us? We believe that the landfall process has started.
That's true, Rukma. The landfall process has started and it's going to take at least more than 3 hours. The landfall started approximately at 12:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and it is as of now, according to the latest bulletin that was issued by the IMD, it is lying, the cyclone as of now is lying 40 kilometers south of Alibaug, 95 kilometers south of Mumbai and 325 kilometers south of Surat, Gujarat. Now let me just show you a visual, a picture that IMD has just issued just a while back. According to that, if you can just see this is the place that according to this image, this particular area is where the cyclone is currently and has what you call the eye of the cyclone, and it is moving. It's going to move towards the Gujarat side. In fact, let me just show you another visual, which basically shows the eye. This is the eye. Basically, I'm talking about this eye. This particular image, if you can see, it shows that the diameter of this eye is currently around 65 to 70 kilometer, and it is right now near Alibaug, which is the south, which is in South Mumbai, in the Raigad district. So, as IMD Meteorological Department's opinion, the eye will have the center of the cyclone will have close to 100 to 110 kilometer per hour wind speed, which will be gusting to nearly 120 kilometer per hour at the range. Though it is right, the wall of the eye was basically going on an anti-clockwise, and the picture also showed that the visual that has been shown, that it is moving in a anti-clockwise, and that kind of has a potential to generate a lot of destruction, and that is something that a lot of people are worried about. Now coming back again to this cyclone, the epicenter, the landfall is near Alibaug area, and we've been told that the 400-kilometer area, the radius of from there will be impacted. So when the landfall will completed, we will find that the 400-kilometer area near Alibaug will be impacted, and that from then the cyclone will move towards Gujarat to Surat and Daman. It will move away, but from then after the landfall happens, the cyclone will dissipate its force, and from tomorrow onwards, by the end of the day, in fact, it will come down to as a rather being a severe cyclone and a cyclonic storm, and by tomorrow it will again get back as a deep depression in Gujarat, and from there it will be, once it's moved to Daman and Diu, it will be a deep depression.
Right.
Rukma.
Well, Maharashtra coast, particularly these areas that we're talking about, Mumbai in particular, it will be experiencing this kind of weather, this kind of an impact, this kind of a massive cyclone after more than 100 years. In that sense, considering, how Mumbai has faced, similar, heavy rainfall induced conditions in the past,
Sure.
how
Sure.
is it bracing, to face Cyclone Nisarga?
Well, Rukma, that's a very valid point, considering the fact that you talk about 100 years, but even before that, the concept of Mumbai having a cyclone was not there. I mean, there was some sort of a passing reference to a cyclone, but even then it was not completely agreed that was it a cyclone or something else. But having said that, remember, this cyclone will also have an impact on the monsoon. The monsoon has currently has come in Indian mainland. It's right now in Kerala, and it is expected that it will come to the southern Maharashtra and other parts of Mumbai in days to come. So once the cyclone goes, it will create that vacuum in those areas. So it will be interesting to see how the onset of monsoon gets impacted because of that. Also, remember, Mumbai is currently facing what you call a double-edged sort of a sword, right? It is struggling with cyclone. It is also struggling with the COVID pandemic. So, keeping in mind that one has to save lives, also one has to keep in mind that they should not, what you call, leave aside the social distancing protocol, the SOP that has been created.
Right.
So, that's basically a double-edged sword for the administration, both central and state government, to make sure that lives are not lost during the cyclone, but at the same time, the necessary precaution needs to be taken while keeping people in safe houses, in safe places, and maintaining the social distancing norms. That is very important during these times of pandemic that we are currently facing.
Right. Right, Tapas, thank you very much, and we'll be back with you throughout the day for more. Meanwhile, the Indian Coast Guard Region West has mobilized 8 disaster relief teams from Maharashtra to respond to any requirement of humanitarian assistance and disaster relief arising due to Cyclone Nisarga. These teams are placed at Dahanu, Mumbai, Murud-Janjira and Ratnagiri. Similar teams are also on standby at Goa, Karnataka and Kerala. The IMD has declared a red alert in Mumbai for the first cyclone that has formed near the city on the Arabian Sea since 1982. As per warnings, the storm surge of 1 to 2 meters above astronomical tide is very likely to inundate low-lying areas of the city during the time of landfall. The government has advised people to refrain from venturing out to coasts, beaches, promenade, parks and other similar places along the coastline. All activity that was set to resume from Wednesday in the state would remain suspended for 2 more days. IMD has said conditions will be favorable for the onset of monsoon in Mumbai only when the cyclone moves away from the region.
तीन 3000 आदमी का रुकने के लिए एक सेंट मेरी स्कूल में व्यवस्था किया गया है और एक केल पांडा का तकरीबन 1000 आदमी को रुकने के लिए व्यवस्था किया गया है। टोटल सोशल डिस्टेंस और सैनिटाइजेशन का सामान और पीने का पानी और रुकने का व्यवस्था पूरा बंदोबस्त करने के बाद ही हम वो साइक्लोन सेंटर्स में सभी झोपड़पट्टी इलाका और कोस्टल इलाका वाले को वर्नेबल एरिया पूरा आदमी को बुला के उसमें रखा गया है। 3000 आदमी का रुकने के लिए एक सेंट मेरी स्कूल में व्यवस्था किया गया है और एक केल पांडा का तकरीबन 1000 आदमी को रुकने के लिए व्यवस्था किया गया है। टोटल सोशल डिस्टेंस और सैनिटाइजेशन का सामान और पीने का पानी और रुकने का व्यवस्था पूरा बंदोबस्त करने के बाद ही हम वो साइक्लोन सेंटर्स में सभी झोपड़पट्टी इलाका और कोस्टल इलाका वाले को वर्नेबल एरिया पूरा आदमी को बुला के उसमें रखा गया है। 3000
And the BMC has shared do's and don'ts via social media, which say do not spread or believe in rumors, do not attempt to drive or ride any vehicle during the cyclone, stay away from damaged buildings, do not move injured people unless it is absolutely safe to do so. It may cause more harm, and do not allow oil or other flammable substances to spill. Clean them immediately. Shishir Shelar, our correspondent, joins us with more from Mumbai. Well, Shishir, Mumbai already fighting the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, now braces for Cyclone Nisarga. Clearly, Mumbaikars seem to have risen to the occasion. People have, followed the guidelines that have been issued by the BMC, and it appears that full preparations are in place. But right now, what can you tell us about the weather? Because we believe that the process of landfall has started.
Well, absolutely, Rukma. The process of landfall has already started here. It has started in Ratnagiri and Alibaug district, which is almost 100 kilometers from here, where I'm standing right now. I'm in Mumbai. But in spite of that, as this landfall process started here, I want to show you that there are the pictures here that the rains have started quite heavily in Mumbai. Well, if you look at the entire path of the cyclone, it will move towards the northward direction. That means from Alibaug, Raigad, it will move towards the Mumbai, Thane, Palghar area. So these are the path of the cyclone which is operated by the IMD. And just now you must have heard that NDRF spokesperson also said that it is moving as per the prediction given by the IMD. And that's the reason. As soon as the cyclone hits to the shores, we'll see that the gusty winds, the speed of the winds have already increased here. Right now, I want to show the visuals of some of the trees here. The trees have been tilted here because of the gusty winds here across Mumbai. Though at this point in time, the cyclone has not reached Mumbai. It is still 100 kilometers away from Mumbai, towards the Raigad and the Alibaug area. As soon as the cyclone will approach towards Mumbai and will go beyond Mumbai, we'll see the heavy rains also and the gusty winds. Because of this, at most of these areas, the trees have been uprooted in Kangan region also. And for that matter, even the authorities have also been prepared here. Because as far as the NDRF teams are concerned, NDRF team have already done the recce of those areas which have been identified as a dangerous areas. At the same time, the local administration along with the state disaster team have been also deployed at these locations here, because the government knew about this fact that there will be gusty winds and this kind of weather situation, the rough weather situation will occur in these areas, and that's the reason the precautionary measures have been taken here. Now we talk about Mumbai. Well, the Mumbai is witnessing this cyclone for the first time in last 100 years, and that's the reason it's very important for Mumbaikars to make them aware exactly that what they can do, what are the do's, what are the don'ts, which are quite important at this point in time. And that's the reason BMC has come out with a list of do's and don'ts, making people aware that it's very quite dangerous to come out on the streets during the cyclonic period. And that's the reason the roads have been deserted here since morning. We have seen Mumbaikars have not come out here. And now, as the cyclone approaches towards the Mumbai and the other regions which are adjoining to Mumbai, we have seen here that not just the authority here, but the central teams also, because not battling with this kind of situation, it's not possible without the center help. And that's the reason the state disaster team, along with the NDRF, with the Indian Air Force and the Navy and the Coast Guard also have joined their hands for this operation. As far as navies are concerned, Navy have been deployed the people and they're on standby mode. The big vessels which are there in the deep sea, the merchant vessels also, they have been directing them. At the same time, we have seen here that the Indian Air Force planes have been, have been put on standby mode. As and when required, the Indian force will also extend their support. As far as the Coast Guard are concerned, you just rightly mentioned the fact that 8 teams of Coast Guard at this point in time have been deployed at various locations in Mumbai and the Konkan region. So as we talk right now, when the cyclone has already approached here, the process of landfall of the cyclone has already started here. We have seen those symptoms here on the ground in Mumbai, and that's the reason for the next 2 to 3 hours will be quite crucial for Mumbaikars and even for the officials here. Keeping that in mind, you rightly said that Mumbai is also facing a COVID situation here, and that's the reason, looking at these numbers, because the Maharashtra's numbers of COVID almost crossed 70,000, and Mumbai is actually the epicenter of it, the numbers increasing day by day. Well, keeping that in mind, the authority have also taken care of the COVID positive patients here. Those patients who have been put into the, the temporary hospitals or temporary COVID cares have been shifted to the permanent structures now, or the safest structure as a precautionary measure. Not just in Mumbai, but including the Konkan region also and Palghar region also, because Palghar has also witnessed a rise in the COVID patients in last few days here, along with Thane region and Mumbai region. So these are the areas where the government is more focusing on. At the same time, they are also evacuating people to the safest places. So doing all this process, the social distance is quite important thing, because there are people who have been staying, in their own houses. Now the government is shifting to the relief camp. Again, those patients who have been admitted in the hospital, they have also been shifted to the relief camps, at the safer relief camps. So in this entire process, the social distancing is quite important, because the government is not just fighting with the cyclone, they are fighting with the COVID-19 situation. And that's the reason maintaining balance from both the sides at this point in time is a quite crucial task that government is working on.
Right, Shishir, thank you very much for joining us there, and you keep your eyes on that story. We'll be back with you later in the day for more. Let's listen now to what DG NDRF has to say about the preparedness of the National Disaster Response Force as far as Cyclone Nisarga is concerned.
The cyclone is proceeding exactly as per the predicted path and the predicted trajectory as per the IMD forecast. As of 1200 hours just now, I was just taking an update in the control room, and the cyclone has hit the Ratnagiri coast and the Sindhudurg coast in terms of high speed winds and high waves. The landfall is almost approximately at the same place as predicted by the IMD, which is slightly south of Alibaug in the Raigad district of Maharashtra. And the speeds will be at the time of landfall in the region of 90 kilometers per hour to 110, gusting to 120 kilometers per hour. That is also as per prediction of the IMD. Accordingly, all the preparations were made and all the teams are on standby. About 43 teams of NDRF are deployed in the 2 states, out of which 21 are in Maharashtra, 16 are in Gujarat. As per reports that we got from the state authorities, about 40,000 or in excess of 40,000 have been evacuated in Maharashtra, in excess of 40,000 again in Gujarat. So, and if you count the evacuations in the Daman and Diu and Silvassa area, so we are talking about an evacuation, nearly 1 lakh of population that has been evacuated from the cyclone's path.
And in other news, 3 terrorists were gunned down during a joint operation in the Kangan, in the village of Kangan of South Kashmir's Pulwama. After receiving inputs about the presence of terrorists, security forces launched a cordon and search operation and tried to establish contact with the terrorists. Announcements were made for the terrorists to surrender, ignoring which they opened fire on security forces. In the ensuing firefight, the terrorists were gunned down. Identification of the slain terrorists is being ascertained. Incriminating materials, including arms and ammunition, have also been recovered.
कल मॉर्निंग में एसपी पुलवामा को एक ह्यूमन मिला था, वह श्रीनगर आया, फिर ऑप्स को प्लान किए, फिर उसके बाद वापस भेजे। एसपी पुलवामा वहाँ के लोकल आर्मी सीआरपीएफ से मिलके ऑपरेशन को प्लान किया, कॉर्डन लगाया जॉइंटली, और आज मॉर्निंग में इनकाउंटर स्टार्ट हुआ, उसमें 3 टेररिस्ट मारे गए। तीनों जैश मोहम्मद से ताल्लुक रखते हैं। पुलिस, आर्मी, सीआरपीएफ के लिए सबसे बड़ी कामयाबी है। मैं तो मानता हूं कि इस साल का रियाज नाकू के बाद दूसरा सबसे बड़ी कामयाबी है, जिसको हम लोग ज्वाइंटली मिलकर न्यूट्रलाइज कर पाए। और आगे हम लोग ज्वाइंटली इसी ढंग से बहुत कोऑर्डिनेट वे में सिनर्जी के साथ काम करते रहेंगे, और जो कामयाबी प्राप्त करेंगे आप लोग उसे मौके पर आके शेयर करते रहेंगे।
And as part of the 1.70 lakh crore rupees Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package, the government has announced free food grains and cash payment to women and poor senior citizens and farmers. The swift implementation of the package is being continuously monitored by central and state governments. Nearly 42 crore poor received financial assistance of 53,248 crore rupees under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package. Under the Vande Bharat mission, 14 flights are scheduled to arrive from the Gulf countries today, carrying more than 2,200 Indians back home. 10 flights are scheduled from the UAE, 6 will take off from Dubai to Kochi, Kannur, Kozhikode, Trichy, Bangalore and Kolkata. The flight from Kolkata would be the first from the UAE. 4 flights from Abu Dhabi will bring back people to Amritsar, Kozhikode, Kochi and Thiruvananthapuram. Doha has 2 flights to Chennai and Thiruvananthapuram, while from Muscat, people will fly back to Bhubaneswar and Kannur. Priority is being given to distressed workers, stranded tourists, pregnant women, medical emergency cases and senior citizens in sending back. On Tuesday, 2,719 stranded and distressed Indians, including infants, boarded the special flights under the VBM from various Gulf countries to go home. From UAE, nearly 1,800 people were repatriated. The Indian Railways has operated 4,155 Shramik special trains ferrying more than 57 lakh migrants, including workers, pilgrims, tourists, students and other persons stranded at different places across the country as of the 2nd of June. The top 5 states from where maximum trains originated are Gujarat, Maharashtra, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. And the top 5 states where maximum trains terminated are Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha and West Bengal. More than 50 lakh migrants were transported in May alone. It is noteworthy that trains running now are not facing any congestion. In addition to Shramik specials, railways are running 15 pairs of special Rajdhani trains from the 12th of May and 100 pairs of special mail or express from 1st of June. And let's now take a look at the latest updates on COVID-19 from across the country. The total active cases are 1,01,497, while 1,03,2 persons have been cured. 5,815 deaths have been reported till now. According to ICMR, 476 testing labs, including 205 private labs, are functional. A total of 41,03,233 samples have been tested so far, with an average 1,20,000 tests being conducted daily. In the past 24 hours, 1,37,158 samples have been tested. The country has sufficient indigenous testing kits. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today chaired the Union Cabinet meeting. Union ministers including Nirmala Sitharaman, Ravi Shankar Prasad, Smriti Irani besides others were present at the meeting. The briefing will take place today at 4 p.m. by Union ministers Prakash Javadekar and Narendra Singh Tomar. Minister of State for New and Renewable Energy R.K. Singh launched a pan-India real-time market in electricity. With this, the Indian electricity market is now amongst the few real-time electricity markets in the world. During the launch, the minister emphasized on the need for consumer rights. He said that the real-time market will enable buyers and sellers across the country to meet their energy requirements closer to real time of operation. This will also help manage diversity in the demand pattern in the country with an organized market at the national level.
I am a firm believer in the rights of consumers. The power sector is a sector which is actually run by monopolies, and the consumers are at the mercy of those monopolies. The system has provided for regulators to make sure that consumer rights are protected. But somehow or the other, consumer rights have not as yet become central to the entire power system. It is one of my missions to make consumer rights central to the power structure and power systems.
Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today took an online review meeting of National Productivity Council. MOS in the ministry Som Prakash, DG NPC Shri Arun Kumar Jha and other senior officials of DPIIT were present at the meeting. Piyush Goyal acknowledged that National Productivity Council has been rendering expert services in areas of consultancy and capacity building in the domains of energy, environment, business, process and productivity improvement. He said that it can further leverage its strength and work more closely with industry, SMEs and other organizations in the government, public as well as private sector. The minister said that successful experience of NPC in implementing lean manufacturing in MSME sectors needs to be leveraged for expanding schemes to benefit more MSMEs. He also emphasized that NPC could render its services to Indian Railways, which is the largest government employer in the country. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News and DD India. Coming up next will be COVID Doctors Speak. Stay tuned. Namaskar.